Hello. Today we are doing section 2, page 4 on exam 2. And this question today is we're going to use the graph of f of t, which is right here, to graph of f of prime t and double prime t. And then we're going to then answer part 2. So first we're going to answer the graphs. So let's start with that. When you first want to understand what the graph is doing for the first prime, we want to find out when the graph, when the original graph has like a tangent slope that's horizontal like that. This means that at that certain point, there's going to be no slope. It's constant. And then you can see at 1 right here, this is also by 5. So this is going to be 5. And then you move on to 10 over here. So this is going to be 1. And it has a constant tangent or a horizontal tangent, and right here as well at 7. It's no slope at all. So what this means is that as you could tell from the tangent, the horizontal tangents, that it's starting to increase right here, and it also increase with positively, while on the left side it's going down negatively. So now that we know some of the like intervals, you could say, we're gonna plug this down. So at 5, it's gonna have a different sign change. At 1, it's gonna have a sign change, or just a bounce for this one, and this one is going to have a sign change at 7. So from the graph, it's coming down negatively. You know, the slope is always going down negatively. So we're going to have a bounce. So this is going to be negative and this is a positive. So we're going to have a negative to positive. So this is going to be going up to 1. And there's like, what I do is like, you could see when the slope is the highest. So the slope is the highest around, like you could say like -3 for now. So it's going to be like right there and then it's going to start heading down. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could like fix it if you want, but it's going to have some round like that. And then it's going to go down. And it's going to be down for a while because at the graph, it's like, you could see there's not much going around here. So it's going to go down and then it's going to go back up to like 5 where it's the highest. So it's going to look like that. And as you could tell from from the original graph, that's going down and it's slowing down. So this means that it's going to keep going down, but at a steeper angle each time, a steeper slope. So yeah, now we have the prime based off the f of t. So now the next question for part A is on finding the double prime of f of t. So again, we could do the same thing, find where it's horizontal. So the tangent is horizontal at 1. It's also horizontal at 5. And it's also horizontal at, it looks like to be around like -3 as of right here. Okay, now let's put that down. So like I said, -3 are around there. Then we're gonna have 1, and then we're also going to have 5. And then we're gonna find the endpoints from this. So from right here, from -3 to 1, it's having a negative slope, so it's going down, as you can see right here. It's going down. So that means that it's gonna have a bump from the bottom. Like I said, it doesn't matter like what it really looks like, just know the intervals. And then from that, it has an increased slope from -1 to 5. So it's gonna have a positive slope like that. And now we're gonna find the endpoints. This is increasing are decreasing, but in the positive slope. So it's always slowing down in the positive slope. So that kind of means that it's going to be like a high, then it's going to slow down. Or it could be more like this. It's going to look a little better, like that. And then you could see that it's decreasing or increasing, but in a negative direction. Put it like that and that. So that means it's going to be going down at a faster slope as it keeps going. So yeah, now we have the intervals for our graphs. So now we're gonna find where it's increasing, where the graph has a concave up, and where it's slowing down. So for when f of t is increasing, we will be finding it on the f of t intervals. So on the interval, there's going to be it seems to be at -5, -5, and then we're gonna find so this means that for f of t when the slope is increasing. So at -5, you could see that it's increasing and then it kind of stops. It's not increasing here, it's actually decreasing. And yeah, I'll show you guys that. So when it's increasing, and then it's gonna be -5 to 1. And then it separates, so we're gonna put a U. And then we're also going to start at 1 because as you can see, at 1 it also has an increasing slope. And then it stops at around at 7. So we got the increasing from the intervals for f of t when the graph is in the positive direction, because that's when it's increasing. So now we're going to work on the concave up. So we're gonna get the concave up through the f of double prime. So as you can see, there's an intersection at f double prime here, and this is because when you could see when there's an inflection here, that there's like that's what it means as a concave down, concave up. As you can see, it's going up, like it's increasing, and then it's slowing down, like it's increasing, and then it slows down, and then it's increasing, and then it slows down. You could see it on the f of double prime. So when, like, as you can see at -3, at -3 for f of prime, it's still at its highest peak, but it's starting to decrease. So, but at 3, it's already going to the negative direction. So that explains it why this is why it's increasing and then it decreases. Because at first it's at its highest point, as you can see, and then it goes into the negative slope, which means that the f of double prime is changing sides. So as we could see, this goes down into -3. So that means it's changing and it's going to a concave up. So it's kind of again like that, like it's a concave up. So we're gonna have -infinity to -3. The next one, you may assume that it'll be like -3 to 1, but as you can see here, there's like there's no this is like x3. Like if you ever seen a graph like that, it goes like that. So this means that there's no inflection point as it's 0 there. And this normally happens when it goes to the same sign differences. So it won't be a concave up because it's already going back to the sign it was. Concave up only happens when it's negative to a positive, or a positive to a negative, like that. It's a concave up. Like it's increase. It was decreasing and then it increases. Or yeah, increases and decreases and increases and decreases. You could let me erase this. Okay, so because of it's going from a positive to a positive, as you can see on the graph. we do not count -3 and 1. But as you can see, there's a concave up when it's also going to 1 to 5. As you can see, like 1 to 5 here. We're not going to count 1 to -3. We're going to count 1 to 5 because its max increases right here. And as you can tell, when it's 5, it's still increasing right here, or it's still at its highest. So then we're going to do 1 to 5. Our next one is going to be when it's slowing down. Like the increasing one, I like to get it from the F15, and I'll break that down. So as you can see how the slopes are like decreasing, so every X it slows down just a little bit. And this means that at -5, until it reaches -5, it's always decreasing, 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 and then it's increasing, as you can see right here. Like it increases and then it goes down. But this one's always decreasing, like the velocity, it's going down, so it's going to be decreasing. So we get -infinity to 5. And then our -5. And then there's also going to be a decreasing when it's at its top. You could see when it's at -3, it's going down. So that means it's decreasing. The slope is decreasing here. At -5, it's decreasing. Or sorry, -3, it's decreasing, as you can see, decreasing. So we're going to have one at -3 to 1 because it stops decreasing when it's at 1. And then we're going to do another U, and then we're going to find where it's also changing. So at 5 to 7, you can see how it's decreasing. Like it keeps slow, it increases, it's at a high point and it's going down and down. Again, for over here, it's at a high point and it goes down and down. At here, it's at a high point and it goes down and down. So meaning that if you see for -5, for 5, for 5, at here, it's at its highest point and then it reaches its slowest at 7, meaning it decreased over those intervals. All right, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching.